Now there is even more to if statements. At the moment we know that we got if, else if, and else, and that's super important. But also inside of a single condition, you can combine multiple conditions. Because maybe we want to output this message if the age is at least 30, but not higher than 50, let's say. For such cases, we can combine this first comparison with another comparison with the double ampersand operator, the so-called AND operator. After this AND operator, we can add another condition. For example, user age smaller than 50. Now, this overall condition will return a Boolean, and hence this overall expression here could be saved in a variable, as we did it here. And only if both conditions are met, so this one and this one, will make it into this if statement here. If at least one of the two conditions is not met, we'll not make it in there, and Go will move on to the next branches. Now, since I added this check, checking for the age being smaller than 50, I actually want to add another else if branch where I handle the case that the user is older than 50. So here I can now check if user age is greater or equal than 50, greater or equal, because here I'm checking for just smaller than 50, so we can't have a clash here. And then I could output some other message like the best age, whatever. You can of course fine-tune this however you want. Now you can also not just combine checks with the AND operator, but you also have the OR operator. For that, let's say, for some reason, we want to print this message if the user is older than 30 but younger than 50, or if the user is older than 60, for whatever reason. In that case, you can add the double pipe symbol operator, the OR operator, and then check if user age is greater or equal than 60, for example. Now this code here will execute if this condition is met or this condition is met. And in terms of priority, how this will be evaluated, Go will always first check the conditions that are combined with AND. And then if this returns true, it will also have a look at the other conditions that are combined with OR. Now the OR operator differs from the AND operator such that for the AND operator, both sides need to be true. For the OR operator, it's enough if one of the two sides is true. So even if that's false, we'll still execute this code if this condition here is true. And therefore now if we save that and we run our code again, if I enter 39, I get this, you're eligible for our senior jobs. If I run 55, I don't get it. I get the best age then. But if I enter 62, I again get, you're eligible for our senior jobs. You can, by the way, also use parentheses to group checks together to clearly define which kind of combined checks should be performed first, just so that you can be sure that Go is really performing the checks in the order you want it to perform those checks. And with that, you got lots of ways of customizing your if checks, and therefore lots of ways of executing code conditionally. And as it turns out, being able to check for different values in your running programs to then execute different pieces of code is a very common requirement, and you will need if statements in almost every serious program you're going to write as a Go developer.